Quantum miracles. Begin the moment you let go, watch what happens. Have you ever noticed how tightly we hold on to things we fear to lose? Control, outcomes, people, even pain? We grip life like a rope burning our hands, believing that if we just hold on tighter, we'll finally feel safe. But what if the real miracle, the quantum shift you've been waiting for, begins not when you control more, but when you finally let go? Because letting go isn't giving up. It's the ultimate act of faith, a sacred surrender to the field of infinite intelligence that holds every possibility you've ever dreamed of. When you let go, you stop fighting the current. And that's when life begins to flow through you, not against you. Right now, somewhere inside you, there's a part that's tired. Tired of forcing, tired of pretending, tired of carrying the weight of what if. That exhaustion is not weakness. It's the soul whispering, it's time. And when you finally listen and when you finally release the need to control, you enter the quantum space. The space where miracles don't have to be chased. They simply unfold. If this message resonates with you, make sure to subscribe. This journey is just beginning. Now take a breath, feel it. That moment of stillness you just created, that's the doorway. The space between your inhale and your exhale is where the universe begins to rewrite your story. Because everything in existence, every photon, every vibration, every thought is responding to your frequency. When you cling to fear, you collapse possibility. But when you let go, you release resistance. And that's when the quantum field rushes in to meet you halfway. Think about water. When it's still, it reflects everything perfectly. But when it's stirred by chaos, the reflection disappears. Letting go is how you become still again, how you remember who you are beneath the noise. This isn't about positive thinking. It's about alignment. It's about trust. It's about knowing that the same energy that orchestrates galaxies also orchestrates you. When you let go, you stop telling the universe what it must be, and instead, you allow it to show you what it can be. Imagine this: you're standing in front of a locked door, pushing with all your strength, frustrated that it won't open. But behind you, another door, the one meant for you, is wide open, waiting. The only reason you can't see it is because you're still pushing on the wrong one. Letting go is turning around. And in that turn, reality itself shifts. Because at the quantum level, attention creates vibration, and vibration creates form. The moment you release your grip, your frequency rises, and when your frequency rises, the universe reorganizes itself to meet your new energy. People call it coincidence, we call it alignment. When you let go of the how, miracles take care of the when. So ask yourself right now, what am I still holding on to? An old story? A version of yourself that doesn't fit anymore? A belief that love must be earned? These are the invisible anchors keeping you in timelines that no longer serve your expansion. And when you finally decide to cut them loose, not with anger, but with grace, you'll feel something astonishing. The moment you release control, you rise. Letting go is an energetic ascent. It's not just emotional, it's quantum, because everything you've ever desired exists in higher frequency states. Peace, joy, abundance, love. And to reach them, you can't force your way there. You vibrate there. Your frequency is your access code, and the password is surrender. That's why every great awakening begins with a breaking. You lose what was never truly yours to find what always was. The mind calls it loss, but the soul calls it liberation. The moment you stop asking, "Why did this happen to me?" and start whispering, "What is this teaching me?" that's the moment your entire field realigns. Reality bends. Synchronicities multiply. The right people, opportunities, and healing frequencies begin to appear, as if life itself had been waiting for your permission to deliver them. But permission only arrives through surrender. You see, control is rooted in fear. Letting go is rooted in love, and love is the highest frequency in the universe. When you let go, you're not falling into nothingness. You're falling into everything. There's a moment, and maybe you felt it, when the storm inside you suddenly softens. When your heartbeat slows, your shoulders drop, and you realize, I don't have to fight anymore. That's not defeat. That's alignment. That's the quantum threshold. And crossing it is how you meet the miraculous. Because the truth is, miracles aren't something you summon. They're something you allow. They've been waiting on the other side of your resistance all along. Every single thing you think you've lost, every closed door, every detour, was the universe gently guiding you toward this moment. Toward the awareness that letting go isn't the end of control. It's the beginning of co-creation. The field responds to your release. It hears your surrender as trust. And trust is the key that unlocks infinite reality. So tonight, when you close your eyes, whisper to yourself, I release the need to know. I release the need to control. I open to what is already mine. And then, watch what happens. Because when you let go, the universe starts moving mountains to meet you. You'll see signs, repeating numbers, unexpected encounters, sudden clarity. They're not random. They're your reality recalibrating. Everything you've ever asked for has been orbiting you, waiting for your readiness. And readiness begins with release. Don't just watch, awaken with us. Subscribe now to Quantum Spirit, because the moment you stop chasing what's leaving and start opening to what's arriving, that's when the quantum miracle begins. Tell me in the comments if you've ever felt that shift, that quiet, powerful moment when letting go changed everything. You know that feeling when something you've been clinging to suddenly slips away, whether in a relationship, a dream, a plan you thought defined you. And for a moment, you feel like the ground beneath your feet has vanished. What if I told you that this is not the ground disappearing? It's the illusion of control dissolving, because the truth is, what's falling apart is never the truth of you. It's the layer that kept you from seeing who you truly are. Letting go is not losing, it's remembering. Remembering that you were never meant to hold on so tightly to force your way through life. You were meant to flow, to move, to evolve, just like light, just like energy, just like love. In the quantum field, nothing is ever destroyed. Energy only transforms. So when something leaves your life, it's not an ending, it's a reconfiguration. The universe is rearranging itself to match the frequency of the person you're becoming. But the human mind resists this truth. It clings to the familiar because it confuses safety with sameness. The mind says, if I can predict it, I can protect myself. But the soul whispers, if you can surrender to it, you can free yourself. There's a deep, sacred intelligence in your pain. An intelligence that knows exactly how to guide you back home to your authentic vibration. And that guidance begins when you stop trying to fix the past and start allowing the present to heal you. Take a moment right now. Breathe in slowly. Feel your lungs expand. Hold that breath. Now let it out gently, not with force, but with faith. That exhale, that release, is your body teaching you how the universe works. Every inhale is creation. Every exhale is surrender. You cannot receive if you will not release. That's the paradox of quantum manifestation. You manifest faster, not by doing more, but by resisting less. Because at the deepest level, manifestation isn't about attracting something external. It's about matching the vibration of what's already yours. When you're holding on tightly to fear, control, or expectation, your energy field contracts. You become dense. And dense energy can't resonate with the frequency of miracles. But when you let go, your field expands. You become light, you become receptive, and in that expansion, the improbable becomes inevitable. What if I told you the universe doesn't respond to what you say you want, it responds to what you feel you deserve? Letting go is how you tell the universe, I trust my worth. You're no longer grasping at outcomes to prove your value. You're radiating from the awareness that your value was never in question. That's when synchronicities explode. That's when things start falling into place so effortlessly that your logical mind can't keep up, because the mind analyzes. But the quantum field synchronizes. It doesn't need explanation, only vibration. And when you're aligned with the frequency of ease, the universe mirrors it back to you. Maybe you've already noticed it. That strange calm that arrives right after you give up trying. You stop begging, stop chasing, stop fighting. You say, whatever happens, happens. And suddenly, everything starts happening for you. That's not coincidence, that's coherence. In that moment of letting go, your electromagnetic field harmonizes with the greater field of consciousness. It's like tuning an instrument. The discord disappears and harmony takes over. That harmony is where quantum miracles live, because miracles aren't interruptions of natural law, and they're expressions of a higher law we've forgotten how to see. You've probably experienced small ones already. The call that came at the exact right moment, the door that opened after you stopped knocking, the peace that found you after years of chaos. Those are not random, they're feedback from the field, saying, more of this, stay here. And that here is the vibration of trust. Trust is the bridge between your desire and its manifestation. When you trust, you create a stable waveform in the quantum field. You stop collapsing possibilities through fear, and you allow the energy of creation to choose the most elegant path to your desire. So maybe right now, you're in a season of letting go. Maybe something feels uncertain, undefined, uncomfortable. That's okay. In fact, that's divine, because uncertainty is the soil of miracles. When you no longer demand to know how everything will unfold, you become open to the way it can. There's an ancient saying, let go or be dragged. But the deeper truth is, when you let go, you are carried. The universe doesn't need your struggle, it needs your surrender. You are not being tested, you're being trained to trust. And in that trust, your energy expands so widely that reality itself starts to bend around you. Look back on your life. Think of the moments when something ended, something you thought you couldn't live without. And now, with the wisdom of distance, can you see how it was making space for something better? That's how the universe works. Subtraction before expansion. You're not being punished, you're being prepared. And the preparation always feels like letting go. So next time life feels uncertain, say this quietly to yourself. I trust the unfolding. I release control. I open to receive. Then watch how people shift, how time rearranges, how opportunities appear out of nowhere. Because when you vibrate in surrender, you signal to the universe, I'm ready. And the universe always responds to readiness. You're not here by accident. The universe brought you. Hit subscribe and align. Let this be your moment of release, the moment where you stop gripping what's fading and start welcoming what's forming. Because miracles aren't waiting for you to find them. They're waiting for you to let go enough for them to find you. Tell me in the comment, have you ever released something and then watched magic unfold in its place? There comes a point in every awakening when the universe gently whispers, "Now, trust me." It's not loud, it's not dramatic. It's a quiet invitation to stop trying to force reality into your shape, and to allow reality to show you the version of itself that was always meant for you. Letting go is not passive. It's the most courageous act of creation there is. Because to let go means you are declaring to the universe, "I trust your intelligence more than I trust my fear." And that declaration sends a signal, not into the air, but into the field. Everything in existence begins to move in resonance with that signal. The energy around you starts to respond to your new vibration. People show up differently, circumstances bend, time itself becomes elastic. Why? Because you've stopped resisting the flow. Resistance is the only thing that ever kept you from your alignment. The universe wasn't withholding anything from you. You were simply too entangled in the frequency of control to let it through. But now, you're learning how to step aside. And in that sacred space, something beautiful happens. The quantum field begins to reorganize your entire life. You've probably heard the saying, "Let go and let God." Why, but here's what that really means. Through the lens of quantum consciousness, you're allowing source energy, the intelligent creative frequency that animates all things, to express itself through you without interference. You become a vessel of alignment, a conductor of miracles, and when you live in that space, reality stops being a struggle and becomes a symphony. Think of it this way. Your soul has been composing music since before you were born. Every choice, every heartbreak, every moment of surrender is a note in that eternal song. When you stop forcing the melody, the song finally plays in tune. That's what letting go does. It brings you back into harmony with your original design. So many people think surrender means loss, but in truth, surrender is expansion. It's the moment when your limited perspective finally steps aside and a higher intelligence takes over. An intelligence that sees 10,000 moves ahead of you. It knows the doors you've been knocking on are too small. It knows the dreams you've been holding are only fragments of what's possible. And it's waiting for the moment you whisper, "Okay, I'm ready, I release." That's when the upgrade begins, but the process doesn't always feel gentle. Sometimes, when the universe rearranges your life for higher alignment, it looks like chaos. Relationships shift, jobs end, paths dissolve. It can feel like everything is falling apart. But what's really happening is calibration. The frequencies that no longer match your next chapter must dissolve so that new frequencies can emerge. This is the sacred dismantling and the quantum shedding. And if you can stay centered in love during that transition, if you can trust that even the breaking is holy, you'll begin to see beauty where there used to be fear. You'll notice the subtle signs first. A feeling of lightness, a sense of inner knowing that doesn't come from thought, but from presence. The sudden realization that you no longer need to chase what once consumed you. That's how you know the shift has begun. And in that shift, you start to understand something profound. You were never supposed to control the wave. You were meant to ride it. The universe is oceanic, infinite, alive, responsive. When you try to hold the wave still, you drown. When you trust it to carry you, you soar. Letting go is learning to surf the quantum ocean. You stop asking, "What if it doesn't work out?" and start asking, "What if it's working out in ways I can't yet see?" That single shift in perspective transforms your vibration instantly. Because the universe mirrors your state of consciousness. If you believe you're falling, it sends evidence of the fall. If you believe you're being guided, it sends evidence of the path. And that's why surrender isn't weakness. it's mastery. You're not giving up your power, you're aligning your power with something infinitely greater. Every quantum teacher, every mystic, every awakened soul throughout history has arrived at this same truth. The key to creating miracles lies in the willingness to release your grip. It's the paradox of creation. The less you cling, the more you attract. The more you trust, the faster things align. Because the field doesn't respond to desperation. It responds to coherence. And coherence is what happens when your heart and your mind finally stop arguing and start vibrating as one. In that state, your entire being becomes a magnet for miracles. Close your eyes for a moment. Feel your heartbeat. It's not random, it's rhythm. It's energy pulsing through you from the source that created everything. That same rhythm beats in stars, in oceans, in galaxies. When you let go, you synchronize with that rhythm. You become one with the quantum pulse of the universe. And from that moment on, life begins to feel different. Conversations become deeper, time moves slower. The right words come effortlessly. The world starts to look like it's conspiring for you, because it is. Letting go is not about losing control. It's about returning to connection. You're not floating alone in chaos, you're flowing inside cosmic order. You're part of something vast, ancient and alive, and the moment you release resistance, that infinite intelligence begins to move through you. It's the feeling of being home inside your own existence. That's what true surrender feels like. Not emptiness, fullness, not fear, freedom. And when you live from that state, miracles don't just happen around you, they happen as you. You become the miracle. You are the proof that consciousness creates reality. So if you're watching this and something in your heart is stirring, that's not random. That's your soul remembering. You are being called back to the art of allowing, to the sacred science of surrender. Because the moment you let go, everything you've ever been seeking begins to find you. You're ready? Click subscribe and join those rewriting their reality through consciousness. Now tell me in the comments, what's one thing you're ready to let go of today? There's a moment, subtle yet life-altering, when you realize you're no longer chasing alignment. You are alignment. You no longer beg the universe for signs, because your very existence is the sign. That's the moment the quantum miracle begins to unfold in real time. It starts quietly. You wake up one morning and something inside feels different, lighter, softer, almost luminous. The problems that once consumed your mind still exist, but they no longer own your energy. You've shifted from force to flow, from control to communion. Letting go was never about escaping the human experience. It was about allowing the divine intelligence within you to lead the way. And now that you've opened the door, the universe begins to respond in ways that defy logic, but feel absolutely natural. You notice the right people appearing at perfect timing. Conversations that heal. Opportunities that seem to call your name. It's not coincidence, it's coherence. The quantum field is mirroring your inner order, because when your vibration becomes clear, your reality becomes clear. The ancient mystics understood this. They didn't use the language of quantum or frequency, but they spoke of the same truth, that the outer world is nothing but a reflection of the inner world. And when you release the grip of fear, the mirror finally stops distorting your reflection. That's when you begin to see yourself not as a small being navigating a hostile universe, but as the consciousness through which the universe experiences itself. Imagine that for a moment. What if everything you touch, every breath you take, every thought you think ripples across the infinite field of creation? What if your surrender today shifts something not just for you, but for someone else across the world who needs that energy of release? Because it does. Energy never stops moving. It transfers, it communicates. Every act of letting go sends a wave of liberation through the collective. That's how powerful you are, and how responsible. When you let go, you are not just freeing yourself. You are expanding the consciousness of the entire planet. You're anchoring light into density. And that's why your surrender matters more than you realize. Every time you choose to trust instead of fear, you rewrite reality's code. Every time you say, "I release this with love," you realign not just your life, but the lives of those connected to you through the invisible web of energy. That's the real quantum miracle, not turning water into wine, but transforming fear into faith. Faith is the highest form of creation. It says, "I don't need to see it to know it's real." And that's when the universe whispers back, "Because you believed without proof, now proof will follow." There's something sacred about walking through uncertainty with grace. The human part of you trembles, but the soul within you stands tall. It's like watching a child take its first steps, unsteady, unsure, but filled with wonder. That's what spiritual evolution feels like. And here's the paradox. Once you truly let go, you realize there was never anything to let go of. The things you feared losing were never separate from you. They were reflections of your own energy, seeking to be seen. Love was never out there. It was always in here. The peace you chased through others, through control, through achievement, it was always the quiet hum of your own being waiting for acknowledgement. You are not here to become something new. You're here to remember what you've always been. Infinite consciousness, experiencing itself through the beauty of form. And when you finally remember, fear evaporates. Because you can't lose what you are. Think about it. Does the ocean fear losing a wave? Of course not. The wave may rise and fall, but it never leaves the ocean. It is the ocean, temporarily expressing itself in motion. You too are an expression of the infinite. Letting go simply means you stop identifying with the temporary shape of the wave and remember the boundless ocean beneath it. That's where real peace begins. And from that peace, miracles become ordinary. You'll begin to notice the subtle magic in everyday moments, the synchronicity of numbers, the softness of light at sunset, the sudden memory that brings healing tears. The more you release, the more you see, because clarity doesn't come from trying to understand. It comes from ceasing to resist. The mind wants to analyze everything, but the soul simply knows, and your knowing is awakening now. You might even start to sense time differently, not as a straight line, but as an unfolding field. You begin to realize that the future isn't something you walk into, it's something you vibrate into. When you let go, you collapse the timelines that no longer serve your evolution. You align with the one where your highest potential already exists. It's not imagination, it's physics of consciousness. In the field, everything that could ever be already is. Your only task is to match the frequency of the version of you that's already free. So when you let go, you're not losing control. So you're merging with that higher version. You're stepping into the energy of already done. And from there, creation is effortless. No more chasing, no more pleading, just allowing. You begin to say things like, "I don't know how, but I know it's coming." And the universe, hearing that vibration of faith, rearranges itself to prove you right. That's not wishful thinking, and that's resonance in action. The field is obedient to coherence, and coherence begins where control ends. So, my friend, if you're in a season of uncertainty, let this be your reminder. You're not falling apart, you're falling inward. The breakdown is the opening. The void you feel is not emptiness, it's spaciousness, the womb of new creation. Stay soft inside it, stay curious, stay trusting. Because on the other side of surrender lies everything you've been asking for, and more than you could ever imagine. Don't just watch, awaken with us. Subscribe now to Quantum Spirit. And if this message touched you, share it. Not because of me, but because someone out there is holding on so tightly, they've forgotten how to breathe. Maybe your act of sharing will remind them to let go. Tell me in the comments, can you feel the energy of surrender moving through you right now? There's a sacred rhythm to the universe, a pulse that never stops, a hum that never fades. It's the quiet intelligence that guides stars through galaxies and whispers life into every atom of your being. When you let go, you begin to feel that rhythm again. You move not against life, but with it. Most people don't realize how much energy they waste fighting the current, trying to hold on to what's leaving, trying to make sense of what's not yet ready to be understood, trying to fix what was never broken, only unfinished. But the quantum truth is this: life doesn't respond to effort, it responds to energy. And effort without alignment is resistance in disguise. When you're still, when you surrender, you align with that sacred hum, and suddenly everything starts working with you instead of against you. You don't have to chase anymore, you attract naturally. You magnetize through being, not doing. You see, the universe has never been testing you. It's been tuning you. Every delay, every detour, every ending you didn't understand, it was refining your frequency, preparing you to receive what could never reach you in the vibration of fear or control. The things meant for you don't require force. They find you when you finally make room for them. And making room is letting go. When you hold too tightly, your hands are closed. But when you release, your palms open and the universe finally has somewhere to place its blessings. So let this be your new practice. Open palms, open heart, open field. Because the miracles waiting for you are not somewhere in the future. They exist right now in the invisible layers of the quantum field, vibrating at the frequency of your next level of peace. And peace is the evidence of alignment. It's the universe whispering, you're in tune. Keep trusting. Have you ever noticed that when you finally stop worrying about something, when you truly release it, that's when it resolves itself? The call comes, the answer appears, the situation clears. That's not luck, that's resonance. Because your energy stopped interfering with the outcome, you stopped sending mixed signals to the field, you aligned with clarity, and clarity responded. The same force that grows trees and spins planets began moving on your behalf the moment you said, I let go. So many of us think that surrender means doing nothing. But in truth, surrender is doing everything that matters. It's aligning your vibration with trust, compassion, and faith, the highest creative frequencies in existence. When you live from that energy, you don't have to force reality. You simply become the frequency of the reality you desire. It's like tuning a radio. You don't yell at the static, you adjust the dial. That's what letting go does. It turns your frequency back to clarity. And when the channel is clear, your manifestation doesn't have to fight through interference. It flows in easily, almost playfully, as if the universe was saying, finally, you remembered how this works. Because manifestation isn't magic, it's the physics of energy responding to coherence. You are the transmitter, the universe is the receiver, the field is the network connecting both. When you let go, you stop jamming your own signal. And that's when your transmission becomes powerful enough to create reality itself. You might be wondering, but how do I let go when my heart still hurts, when my mind still doubts? The answer isn't to suppress those feelings. It's to allow them and release them through awareness. Feel them fully without judgment. See them as energy in motion, emotion moving through your field. When you resist emotion, it stays stuck. But when you allow it, it transforms. Every tear you cry, every sigh you release is frequency clearing. So yes, letting go might feel like breaking, but it's really unfolding. Your heart isn't shattering, it's expanding. Your tears aren't weakness, they're recalibration. And your pain isn't punishment, it's purification. You're not losing control, or you're losing illusion, and in its place, you're gaining truth. The truth that you are not a fragment in need of fixing. You are consciousness remembering itself through the art of release. There is nothing outside of you that can complete you, because you were never incomplete. The universe doesn't give you what you want, it gives you what you are. And when you become peace, peace surrounds you. When you become love, love finds you. When you become trust, doors open in places where there once were walls. That's the beauty of the quantum field, and it doesn't need time to create, it only needs permission. And permission is granted the moment you surrender. So right now, take a deep breath, hold it for a second. Now exhale slowly. That's letting go. That's the sound of your soul releasing resistance. Every breath is a microcosm of the entire process. Creation, release, creation again. Life itself is breathing you. And when you align with that rhythm, miracles stop being extraordinary, they become your natural state. Because in truth, miracles are not rare events, they are reality, seen clearly. You are not learning how to manifest, you are remembering that you already are the manifestation. The field responds to who you are, not what you wish for. So let yourself be soft, be present, be trusting. That's where the quantum doorway opens. You're not here to force open that door. You're here to walk through it with grace. And on the other side of that doorway, you'll find the life that's been waiting for you all along. You're not late. You're not behind. You're right on time. Everything you've been through was preparation for this vibration. You're not becoming free. You already are. This is the miracle of surrender. You're not here by accident. The universe brought you. Hit subscribe and align. And in the comments, tell me, what part of your old self are you ready to release into light today? There's a sacred power that awakens the moment you stop trying to make life happen, and instead allow life to happen through you. That's when you shift from doing to being, from seeking to allowing. It's not laziness, it's alignment, it's remembering that the universe doesn't need you to push the river, it needs you to flow with it. Because every drop of that river already knows where it's going. You see, letting go isn't a single act, it's a daily devotion, a practice of trust, moment by moment. It's choosing peace over panic, faith over fear, presence over projection. And with every small release, you expand your frequency. Every time you take a deep breath instead of reacting, every time you choose love instead of judgment, every time you pause and say, I trust, the quantum field rearranges itself in your favor. Reality bends for the one who believes. It's not about pretending everything is fine, it's about knowing that everything is unfolding perfectly, even when you can't yet see the pattern. Because the truth is, the universe has never made a mistake with you. Not once. The detours were direction. The endings were initiation. The losses were clearing. You were never abandoned. You were being realigned. And every time you surrendered to that process, something miraculous happened beneath the surface. Your energy became lighter, purer, more magnetic. The denser vibrations of fear, guilt, and control began to dissolve, and the true essence of you, luminous, infinite, whole, began to rise. Letting go is how your soul returns to its natural frequency. Because your natural frequency is not struggle, it's not anxiety, it's not lack. Your true frequency is harmony, and harmony attracts everything that matches it. Think about it. When you're calm, centered, and open, doesn't life flow more easily? Don't conversations feel softer, synchronicities appear faster, and your intuition speak louder? That's the quantum state of coherence. You don't have to manipulate energy when you're coherent. You are the energy. And when you're coherent, the universe mirrors you with breathtaking precision. This is why some people seem lucky. It's not luck, it's frequency mastery. They've learned the sacred rhythm of letting go. They've realized that you can't control creation and experience miracles at the same time, because control is contraction. Miracles need space. So let go of the timeline, let go of the how, let go of the need to prove, to rush, to force. You're not late. You're in divine timing. The universe doesn't run on your clock. It runs on your vibration. When you shift your energy, the timing shifts with you. And when you relax into trust, the quantum field speeds up. Because resistance is friction, and friction slows manifestation. You don't need to push for what's already on its way. You just need to become the version of you who's ready to receive it. That's why surrender is not weakness, it's wisdom. It's understanding that you're co-creating with a force far more intelligent than your mind could ever comprehend. Call it God, Source, the field. It doesn't matter. What matters is that it's alive within you. And when you surrender, that force begins to move mountains. But here's the paradox, and you won't see the mountain move until you stop looking for it. Because miracles don't reveal themselves under pressure, they appear through peace. You must be still enough to witness them. The butterfly doesn't break out of the cocoon by force. It dissolves, then emerges effortlessly. And so do you. Every time you let go of needing to know, you dissolve an old form of yourself. You shed another layer of resistance, another illusion of control, another mask of fear. And slowly what remains is truth, radiant, unshakable, free. That's what the process of awakening really is. It's not about becoming spiritual. It's about remembering that you already are. You've always been connected, always been guided, always been loved, but control and fear made you forget. Letting go is the remembering. And when you remember, your life begins to feel like a dialogue with the divine. You start noticing the language of the universe. Symbols, songs, numbers, sensations. You realize that it's always speaking to you, always guiding you. It's just that before, the noise of control was too loud to hear the whisper of grace. Now, as you soften, the whispers return. The voice of intuition grows stronger. The nudges become clearer. You begin to trust that quiet knowing that says, wait, or go now, or this isn't for you. That's the language of the field. Subtle, but precise. When you follow it, life becomes fluid again. You realize that you're not the one creating alignment. You're the one aligning with what's already been created for you. Every possibility, every version of your future already exists. Your job is simply to match the frequency of the one you desire. And you do that by letting go of every vibration that doesn't belong to it. Fear can't exist in the same field as trust. Lack can't coexist with gratitude. So every time you choose trust, you deactivate fear. Every time you choose gratitude, you deactivate lack. That's how quantum creation works. It's subtraction, not addition. You're not manifesting something new. You're clearing everything that hides what's already yours. And the clearing happens through surrender. So breathe. Let the weight fall away. You've been trying so hard to hold it all together, but maybe it was never meant to be held. Maybe it was meant to move. And as it moves, it carries you forward, toward the peace, the abundance, the love that's been orbiting you all along. Would you believe me if I told you that the universe is already celebrating your surrender? That somewhere in the unseen your alignment has already been recognized, and blessings are now on their way? Because they are. And when they arrive, you'll smile, not with surprise, but with remembrance, because deep down you always knew. Don't just watch, awaken with us. Subscribe now to Quantum Spirit, and tell me in the comments, can you feel the peace that comes when you finally trust the timing of your own becoming? Have you ever noticed how silence feels different after you've surrendered? It's not emptiness anymore. It's presence. It's alive, sacred, filled with invisible movement. That's because once you let go, the space you feared becomes the very place miracles are born. Silence is the sound of creation in progress. When you stop filling the silence with worry, the universe begins to fill it with wisdom. That's when you start hearing life speak to you, not in words, but in energy. A gentle warmth when you think of a new path. A sudden lightness when you release an old one. A soft inner yes that has no logic, but feels unmistakably true. That's the quantum conversation between your soul and source. And when you learn to trust that dialogue, to follow those subtle signals, you move into divine flow. Flow isn't random, it's the natural consequence of letting go of resistance. Imagine you're standing in a stream. The current knows exactly where it's going. If you struggle, the water feels like opposition, but when you lift your feet and float, that same current becomes support. The current never changed. You did. That's what surrender does. It doesn't make life easier, it makes you weightless. And in that weightlessness, something extraordinary happens. The universe can finally carry you where you were meant to go all along. No more fighting, no more overthinking, just flow. Because the universe doesn't reward struggle, it responds to surrender. Every time you say, I trust this process, the field of infinite intelligence aligns 1,000 invisible variables in your favor. That's why miracles often feel like coincidences, because you didn't have to plan them, you simply had to allow them. It's a gentle paradox. When you stop chasing what you want, it starts chasing you, because energy moves toward openness. When you let go, you become a magnet for alignment. That's why you'll begin to notice life feeling effortless, not because challenges disappear, but because your response to them changes. You no longer react from fear, you respond from peace. And peace has its own gravity. The energy of peace draws clarity, solutions, and synchronicities towards you, the same way gravity pulls stars into orbit. You don't have to command the stars, you simply align with the force that already holds them. That's what happens when you stop controlling. You start collaborating with the infinite. And this collaboration is the essence of co-creation. It's not about demanding outcomes, it's about dancing with them. You set the intention, you release it into the field, and then you trust the choreography of the cosmos to lead, because the universe always leads with grace. Even when things seem delayed, off course, or uncertain, that's still grace. It's alignment working in the unseen. When something doesn't go your way, it's not rejection, it's redirection. The universe isn't saying no, it's saying not this way. Letting go means trusting that this way is not the only way. The mind wants linearity. The soul thrives in mystery. And mystery is the mother of miracles. When you can walk through uncertainty with peace, you unlock one of the rarest powers in existence: unshakable trust. That kind of trust transforms your entire vibration. You begin to radiate calm in chaos. You start attracting people who carry the same serenity. Your relationships become deeper, your decisions clearer, your energy more magnetic. Because surrender doesn't just change your outer world, it recalibrates your entire field. Your electromagnetic heart begins to broadcast a higher frequency, one that literally reorganizes matter around you. This is not metaphor. This is measurable physics. The heart's electromagnetic field extends several feet beyond the body. When it's coherent, meaning peaceful and aligned, it influences everything within its range. When you let go, your heart achieves coherence. You stop sending conflicting signals into the quantum field. I want this, followed by, but I'm afraid. Instead, your field becomes unified, clear, consistent. That's when the universe says, finally, I can hear you. It's like tuning into a clear radio signal after years of static. And once that channel opens, everything begins to move with divine precision. You'll start seeing what I call quantum winks, little affirmations that you're in sync, numbers repeating, songs playing at the perfect moment, messages that seem tailor-made for you. Those are the universe's way of saying, keep trusting. Stay soft. You're aligned. Because softness is strength in its purest form. The ego believes power means control. The soul knows true power is surrender. A river carves through mountains not by force, but by flow. That's the quiet, unstoppable strength of letting go. And as you embody that strength, something profound happens. You become the calm center in a world addicted to chaos. People start to feel different in your presence. They can't explain why, but your energy brings peace. That's because your field is stable, and stability is contagious. When one person releases fear, it sends ripples of coherence across the collective field. That's how change truly happens. Not through control, but through vibration. So when you let go, you're not just transforming your own life, you're elevating humanity's frequency. Every breath of surrender becomes a broadcast of light. And right now, the world needs your light more than ever. You are not here by accident. You're part of the awakening wave, the great remembering. The universe chose this moment for you to remember that your peace is power, your faith is frequency, and your letting go is creation. So breathe deeply and feel that truth in your body. You are the miracle. You are the shift. You are the quantum field, aware of itself. And everything you release in love returns multiplied. You're ready. Click subscribe and join those rewriting their reality through consciousness. Now tell me, can you feel the vibration of trust awakening in your chest right now? That warmth, that calm. That's not me, that's you. That's your field remembering itself. There comes a moment, quiet, profound, almost holy, when you realize that the miracle was never something that needed to happen to you. It was something that had been unfolding through you all along. That's the true essence of letting go. It's not about losing control, it's about finally aligning with the frequency of creation itself. Everything you've released, every fear, every attachment, every expectation has been clearing the static between you and the divine signal that's always been trying to reach you. And now, the signal is clear. You can feel it, can't you? that gentle expansion in your chest when you breathe deeply, that sense of rightness that doesn't come from proof, but from presence. That's not coincidence. That's coherence. You're in harmony with the field. And in that harmony, the quantum miracles you once hoped for no longer feel like distant possibilities. They feel like home. Because when you let go, the universe doesn't just rearrange the external world. It rearranges you. It upgrades your perception, calibrates your emotions, and fine-tunes your energy to match the frequency of peace. And peace is not the absence of problems. It's the mastery of perspective. It's the awareness that everything happening for you is an invitation to expand. So instead of asking, "Why is this happening?" you begin to whisper, "What is this teaching me?" That single shift in awareness moves you out of resistance and into remembrance. You remember that everything, the pain, the joy, the waiting, the loss, was always sacred. Every experience was a teacher, every delay a blessing in disguise, every ending a quiet beginning. Letting go taught you to see beauty where others see chaos. It taught you that even the storm is part of the dance. And now you stand in that storm without fear, because you know the same energy that moves the winds also moves you. The same force that orchestrates galaxies beats in your heart. You are not separate from it. You never were. When you surrender, you return to that awareness, that you and the universe are not two, but one infinite consciousness expressing itself in billions of forms. You are the observer and the observed, the creator and the creation. And that realization changes everything. Suddenly, gratitude flows effortlessly. Not because everything is perfect, but because everything is purposeful. You start thanking the pain for revealing your strength. You thank the delays for protecting your path. You even thank the people who triggered your healing, because without them, you might never have remembered your power. That's the paradox of awakening. The very things you once resisted become the foundation of your freedom. And when gratitude becomes your default vibration, miracles no longer surprise you. They surround you. Because gratitude is the highest state of receivership. It tells the universe, "I trust what's coming because I already honor what is." And in that trust, life expands, doors open, peace deepens, joy becomes your baseline. It doesn't mean challenges disappear. It means they no longer define you. You can witness them without being consumed by them. You've become the stillness beneath the waves. That's the frequency of mastery. And mastery isn't perfection, it's presence. It's the ability to be here, now, in full acceptance, no matter what arises. Because the awakened soul doesn't chase outcomes. It anchors awareness. It doesn't force flow. It becomes flow. So if you've come this far on this journey, let this truth settle deep within you. You don't have to try anymore. You only have to trust. You don't have to prove your worth, you are the proof. You don't have to search for the light. You are the light. This is the liberation that surrender brings. This is the quantum miracle. Not a sudden external event, but the moment you awaken to the power that's been within you all along. The world around you may still move at the same speed, but your perception of it transforms. Time stretches. Colors feel deeper. Silence feels alive. That's not imagination. That's expansion. Your consciousness is widening, touching realities that were always there but hidden behind layers of fear. And as you expand, your life begins to mirror your inner state. You meet people who resonate with your calm. Opportunities align with your peace. Synchronicities multiply, not because you're lucky, but because you're in tune. You've become the melody the universe was always trying to play. So let this be your affirmation. I am the field in motion. I am the light remembering itself. I release all resistance. I trust the unfolding. I am the miracle I was waiting for. Say it softly. Let it vibrate in your body. Feel the truth of it resonate through every cell. Because when you embody those words, your entire reality begins to adjust around that vibration. The people who no longer match your frequency gently drift away. New experiences that mirror your peace start appearing without effort. And you'll realize letting go didn't make you lose anything real. It only revealed what was always yours. You'll feel it in the mornings. That quiet sense of I am enough. You'll feel it in your relationships. That deep knowing that love doesn't need to be earned. And you'll feel it in your purpose. The effortless unfolding of your gifts in service to something greater. Because when you let go, you become a vessel for the universe's expression. You start living not for miracles, but as one. You begin to walk through life with the calm of someone who knows, I don't chase, I attract, I don't fear, I trust, I don't cling, I flow. And that vibration, that quiet, radiant trust is what changes everything. The quantum miracle has already begun. If this journey has awakened something within you, if your heart feels lighter and your soul feels seen, don't let it fade. Stay connected, stay expanding. Don't just watch, awaken with us. Subscribe now to Quantum Spirit. And in the comments, tell me, what miracle has already begun in your life since you started letting go? Because remember, this message didn't find you by accident. The universe brought you here because you were ready to remember who you really are. You are the miracle. You are the field. You are the awakening.